Hi, my name is TJ Phelan and I want to discuss with you today some timely tips around early season fertiliser applications. So an early source of nitrogen is really important to kickstart grass growth, but equally it's important that it's applied appropriately, otherwise it can be very costly both economically and environmentally. Soil temperatures should be increasing before applying any fertiliser, and we should be looking at a soil temperature of around 5.5 degrees, as this coincides with when growth will happen and it can utilise that applied fertiliser. Soil trafficability is really important, so ensure that your soil is well able to take your machinery and its conditions are good for getting out with fertiliser. And lastly, we should be looking at the weather forecast, so ensure that there is no heavy rain forecast for 48 hours following a fertiliser application. So where to target these fertiliser applications early in the spring? So we should be looking at drier, warmer areas of the farm that can utilise this fertiliser much more efficiently. And again, a productive ryegrass, recently reseeded pasture can use that fertiliser much more efficiently than older pastures. Likewise, soil fertility is really important. So having your soils at a pH of 6.3 and an index of 3 for P and K is really important, and these soils can again utilise that fertiliser much more efficiently. So for colder, wetter areas of the farm, these should be held off until growth rates really kick off. And typically for the first 2 months of the year, for January and February, growth rates are quite low. And we can see that for the first 3 months of the year, for January, February, March, overall grass growth rates is only a third of the overall grass growth for the whole year. So it's important that we tailor our fertiliser advice to match this early grass growth. So we would recommend to apply approximately 16 units of nitrogen per acre for your first round of fertiliser applications. And again, we should be utilising our slurry on our farm. So where we apply slurry and approximately 2,500 gallons of slurry will supply about 20 units of nitrogen, as well as your P's and your K's. So we should be targeting your slurry to areas in the farm that require this P and K. And where we do apply slurry, then we should be reducing our chemical fertiliser applications to match this. So then, what product do we use? So in the springtime, we should be using urea or protected urea, as this is much safer than your calcium ammonium nitrate or your CAN, as it binds to the soil much better. So it's less risk of runoff, and it's more available when growth rates take off. So again, remember the 4 R's. It's the right product, the right rate, the right time, and the right place.